Well, so the reason why I swim in just a pair of Speedos is because it's just for a number of reasons. I'm trying to get world leaders to understand what is happening in these remote, very fragile places. So when I swam across the North Pole in 2007, I realized that if I swam in a wetsuit or dry suit, it just wouldn't get media attention in the same way as swimming in a pair of Speedos would. And so, having swum across the North Pole in a pair of Speedos, then every single subsequent swim, you're going to have to do it that way. I was urging world leaders to be courageous, to make the tough decisions, and that's why I also swam in just a Speedo. But I choose these places very, very specifically is to try and convey a message. So, for example, swimming across the North Pole, I'm swimming across an open patch of sea. This place should be frozen over and has been frozen over for thousands and thousands of years. Um, and so each one of these swims has a very, very simple message. The message when I swam the length of the English Channel was that we need to protect the waters around the UK. It's a very, very big island, but you start thinking about what we've done to the waters around the UK. I grew up in Plymouth, in England, on the south coast. When I was a young boy, there wasn't plastic pollution on the beaches. The oceans were bountiful with fish. Things have changed dramatically. So each one of these swims designed in a specific place with a very, very simple message. I do the swim, then afterwards is the hard yards where I have to try get the world leaders or the environment ministers to take the important action which we need.